Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It has been 3 months since we uploaded a video last and got to speak to one another, and I do apologize for that and I want to tell you why. But before we do that, if you are new here, I want to welcome you to the channel. My name is Daniel. I buy used golf clubs anywhere that I can find them and then sell them on eBay for a profit. And the purpose of this video is to show y'all exactly what I sold. If you are looking to get into eBay, if you are looking for a side hustle, or if you are just addicted to the game of golf like I am, it is a really cool thing to go out there and buy clubs and then sell them to other people and make some money on the side, potentially to help you with those expensive green fees that are out there. So the purpose of this video today is to show you what sold on eBay in the month of January and exactly how much money I made. I don't hold anything back. I am completely transparent. But before we do that, if you have been a long-time subscriber, you know I have not uploaded anything from October, and thank you. A lot of you did reach out to me. If you can't tell from the background, I've moved. My wife and I built a new house that we are still currently moving into. That's why there is a very barren white wall behind me. But more importantly than that, my dad unexpectedly passed away last October from a brain bleed, and it was very unexpected. Nobody in the family really saw it coming or had any indication. It was a long couple of weeks helping him through and not knowing if he was going to recover from that, with ultimately he did not. But my dad introduced me to the game of golf, and in middle school I wanted to try out for the golf team, having never swung a golf club before. But my dad and I used to watch the Masters together and all the majors together, and it was right in the middle of Tiger's run, and I wanted to go out for the middle school golf team. So he helped me, and he tried to teach me golf in 2 weeks before the middle school tryouts. I did not make the team. It is quite impossible to learn how to swing a golf club in 2 weeks time, but I didn't touch a golf club again until I was 30 years old, and it was right around the time that my dad was also retiring from his career as well. So we got to get back into the game together and go to the range together, and then eventually play rounds together. And the last 3 years have been full of so much golf that my dad and I have gone out and played together. And now it's some of my most cherished memories of my dad and I, and we had so much plans for my kids to come out there and start to learn the game as well, and I hope to continue to honor him through that. But I say all that to say, number one, I'm sorry I haven't uploaded anything, but I had to take some time to grieve and make sure my kids understood everything that had happened, and also grieve with my wife and my sister and my mom as well. But we're back, we're here, enough of that. I just want to continue to honor my dad through what we're doing here. I have a ton of awesome stuff planned for the channel this year. I'm going to pitch to my wife and film it about putting a golf simulator in our garage, which should be, I think, comedic at best. But with all that being said, let's jump into Flipwise. Let's see exactly how much money I made in January. And just a caveat before we do that, it is January. There is not a lot of golf being played right now, especially in the southern US. It has been uncharacteristically cold with all these polar vortexes flying around. So most of the sales that I would get in the southern United States have not been as high as they have been in years past, but I did make more money this January than I have in the past 3 subsequent Januaries. So I think we're trending in a really positive direction for the year. But with all that being said, let's jump into Flipwise. All right, here we are in Flipwise. I sold $816 in gross sales for the month of January, of which $271 was pure profit. My average gross per sale was $74.18, which brings an average profit margin to about 33%. I got the most returns from stuff that I bought from Golf Galaxy. Normally I get the most returned from Play It Again Sports because it has a much higher profit margin, but I haven't been able to source as much from Play It Again Sports. I'm starting to get more active there again as I do go around on the weekends to buy from there, so this should dramatically take over the first spot again. But you never know what you're going to find when you're out there at all these different golf stores or Facebook Marketplace. I sold 11 items in the month of January, which brings a return on investment, or ROI, of 80%. My average was about 104, and we'll see which one brought that down as we go through the top 10 sales. Okay, number 10 was this White Hot Odyssey number 6 long neck putter. I bought this off of Facebook Marketplace with a bunch of other clubs for $100. I assigned a value of what I invested into this club of $25. This sold for $54 plus $15 shipping. Fixed value fee was 40 cents. Final value fee was $7.87. I do pay 3% on everything that I do list on eBay in ads. So that's $1.78. Cost of ship was $10.84, so I made about $4 in profit from the shipping discount there. My net return was $8.11 for an ROI of 32%. This is a great putter. It was in really good shape. Odyssey sell very quickly for me, and it was a really quick turnaround. I think I only had this for 6 days total. Number 9 is this Ping Rapture 3-wood. I bought this for $10 and sold it for $25 plus $15 in shipping. That brings me a net return of $9 on this, an ROI of 90%. This 3-wood is very popular. There's the Ping Rapture and then the Ping Rapture V2. Both of those models sell exceptionally well. They're very high demand clubs for newer golfers. Ping clubs just hold their value really well. So anytime I see a Rapture or a Rapture V2, I almost always pick it up because I know it's going to sell very quickly. I think my total time that I had this on eBay was very, very quick. I think I listed it January 5th and then I sold it 15 days later. So not too bad for my inventory as far as average time to sell goes. Number 8, this is a really fun and interesting club. This is a Golfsmith driving iron. This thing is like an absolute butter knife, and the face was very, very small. I hope whoever bought this is a very talented golfer, because if I were to swing this club, it would be Shank City. I got this club for free. It came out of my wife's grandfather's golf bag that got passed down to us, and so I sold this for $29.99. It was $14.99 plus $15 shipping, which brings me a net profit of $11.48. This is not a name brand golf club. This was actually something that I listed not thinking that it was going to sell. There were no comps on eBay. Nothing had been sold recently, but this is a really fun club. Again, I do not think I would be able to even get a ball off the ground by hitting this club. This thing is very, very, very small, and it's got the body of a blade. So to whoever bought this, if you're watching this, please tell me if you can hit it, because I'm very impressed if that's you. Number 7, this is a Vokey wedge. I bought this for $27.05. It's 54 degrees. This is just a straight old 54 degree Vokey with an 8 bounce. Final value fee on this was $9.07. Cost to ship $7.15. I believe this did go to somebody in Texas, so I got a huge discount on the shipping. My ROI was 60% for a net return of $16.28. Recently on Reddit, I saw a lot of people were saying you should never buy a used wedge, and I completely disagree with that. If you are just getting into golf, or you're just looking for a distinct loft that you don't have right now, used wedges are fine as long as the grooves on the club are in good shape and there's no major scratching on the sole of the club. I just disagree with that comment from Reddit. I sell a lot of used wedges, and as you can see on this one, I brought home $16.28 from selling this wedge. Number 6, this is another Ping club. This is a Ping Answer G2 putter. I bought this for $25 in the same bag that had the Odyssey putter. That was number 10. I assigned $25 as far as the $100 that I spent on that entire bag to this club. I sold this putter for $65, $50 plus $15 shipping. My cost to ship again was very low, only $8.69. My net return on this one putter was $19.32, which was good for a profit margin of 30%. Ping putters sell well. If you have a Ping Answer putter, a Ping Hepler putter, any of the Ping putters generally do sell, and you can get exceptionally lucky on some of the older Ping putters depending on the zip code that is in the back of the club, right where this bold Ping is. This is a newer one, so it wouldn't be a valuable club, but if you find a old Ping Answer putter with a patent pending number on there, depending on the zip code of where that club was manufactured, they could be worth quite a bit of money. So if you are out there thrifting for golf clubs and you come across any type of old Ping putter, I would absolutely pick it up and just give it a look on eBay as far as comps that have been sold with that same zip code on the back, because you could be sitting on a very, very valuable putter. Number 5, this is another Vokey wedge 46 degree that I bought at Golf Galaxy for $27.05. I sold this for $74.99, which was $59.99 plus $15 shipping. This is just somebody that bought this overnight, didn't even make an offer on it, just went ahead and pulled the trigger on the buy now price. I made a net return here of $23.65 for an ROI of 87%. Again, this is another wedge. This is a very old wedge that somebody went out there and bought. I think because the loft was 46 degrees, you don't see very many of these 46 degree Vokey wedges floating around. Generally, you're going to see your 54, 58s, and 60s, but I was really happy to find this club in spectacular condition, and it sold rather quickly for me. Number 4, I can probably talk about this driver all day. This is a Nike Sasquatch Sweet 16 driver. Nike does not manufacture clubs anymore, but I bought this from Play It Again Sports for $53.19, and I sold it 10 days later for $115. That was $100 plus $15 shipping. My cost to ship was $13.84 on this. I brought a net return of $31.02 for an ROI of 58%. The reason why this club is so unique is that Nike does not manufacture golf clubs anymore, but this is a 16 degree driver. Most drivers will be from probably 8 to 12 degrees, so this is a very unique driver, very easy to hit the ball and get the ball up and in the air with it, and it sounds like an absolute tin can when you hit this thing. It is a really nostalgic driver for a lot of people, but I hope whoever got this is ready to hit some absolute bombs with this high lofted driver out there on the course. Number 3, we're keeping with the Nike theme here. This is a Nike 56 degree forged wedge. I bought this all the way back last March, and it has been sitting out there on eBay since then. I finally sold it for $40 plus $15 shipping, but let this be a lesson to any of y'all if you are eBayers. I did not write down my purchase price or take a picture of the receipt on this. I know I bought it from a Play It Again Sports. I just have to go back and do the math to see if I can find out what my purchase price was, which odds are at this point I am not going to be able to do that, so I'm going to have to eat this all as profit. I brought back $36.19 on this one. Really great wedge. Not made by Nike anymore, but again, let this be a lesson to y'all. Make sure you document what you buy everything for. This is before I started using Flipwise when you list it on eBay. So moral of the story, use Flipwise. All right, number 2 was this Titleist AP2 50 degree approach wedge. This was in a Golf Galaxy. I have no idea what it was doing there, in absolute pristine condition. I bought it for $59.53. I sold it for $134.99. That was $119 plus $15 shipping. Any Titleist AP1 or AP2 are widely recommended as one of the beginner or entry level iron sets that is affordable and good for beginners to use out on the golf course. This being the 718 Forge model, it is a very soft wedge. It feels very good in your hands when you hit a ball on the sweet spot, and I hope that this is home in someone's bag that is going to appreciate it. It was a beautiful club that had never been hit, so a really awesome find, but also really happy that it sold very quickly in less than a month. All right, my best sale for the month of January was this Ping Beryllium Copper pitching wedge. I bought this for $10.81 at a Golf Galaxy in Dallas, and it sold for $104.99. That was $89.99 plus $10 shipping, but I got absolutely burned on shipping for this club. It sold to Hawaii. I do not have Hawaii turned off on my shipping restrictions, and I got burned on this. I charged the buyer $15 for shipping, and it ended up being $34.93. So I only made $40.98 on this. I should have made at least an additional $15 to $20 on that, but the shipping annihilated me. But I went ahead and honored it. It's been delivered. Lesson learned, I guess, there for me. Ping Beryllium Copper clubs are no longer manufactured. There was allegedly some carcinogens that happened during the manufacturing process that make it not very healthy to manufacture. It's something to do with the dust or particulates on the actual manufacturing process if these were to be sanded down, and they're no longer manufactured anymore. So With that being said, these are highly sought after, highly valuable. You'll see a lot of people trying to sell them on Reddit or Facebook Marketplace for exorbitant amounts of money. But if you get your hands on these, they sell very quickly and generally for a lot of money. And if you are an eBayer out there, make sure to go in and turn off Hawaii and Alaska as shipping options for you, because this is the second time that I've got burnt on this. So shame on me. That is it for the month of January. Thanks for looking at my top 10 sales with me. The channel has absolutely exploded in the last month. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I'm also trying to kind of weave in some golf related content on top of the eBay related content, just to try to find where I land in this golf YouTube space. So if you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a sub. If not, I will see you next month in February for my what sold video, and we're going to try to beat $274 in profit. Until then, get out there and play some golf, and I'll see you next month.